In this tutorial, I'm going to be demonstrating how to create a responsive hero section. So I have, from a previous video, I've got this hero section here, and it's 2 columns. And if we look over in the elements tree, I've got a left and a right column, and they are sharing the space equally with a 30 pixel column gap in the section, and they're sharing the space equally if I select the column, because there's no restraints on the column size. In fact, let's get rid of that min height. There we go. So is this responsive? Let's have a look. Go on to responsive, and you can see that I have a nice padding down the side, and Bobble is getting that value because I've added padding to my hero section. And this is something that I see people missing all the time. Look, if you don't have it, let's just get rid of it on the left. And whoops, you end up with your text right on the edge, and like on mobile, that doesn't look good at all. So put the padding in. 20 pixels is a good place to start with padding. What else do we need to do? Let's go back into the responsive editor. And you can see that my columns continue to share their size, but then there probably comes a point where I want my column to take up the full width of, I want them to stack basically rather than continue to shrink like that. So how do I go about doing that? Well, let's select column right, and we can do this with a min width value. So let's say min width 300 pixels, and then making sure that I'm selecting my column, which is labeled left. I can do min width 300 there. Okay, and then let's see what happens. When they get to 300, it jumps on top of each other. Brilliant. And here's another way to approach it. Let's get rid of that min width on the columns, because an issue with that would be, let's say I put min width 500, and on here I also put min width 500, and that might be justifiable because I want all of my say my header here, I want it to appear in the number of lines that I specify. But if I have min width 500, I get into an issue, which is that a mobile device may be less than 500. For example, the default one here is 320. So min width 500 isn't going to help me there. In fact, it's going to cause me more issues. So let's get rid of that. And let's do it with a conditional statement instead. So if we go down to this size, let's say I want anything below 768 rather, to stack. So I can create a conditional statement when page width is less than 768, then look on my right column, width. Now, because I've used min width and max width, I can't change it. Bobble doesn't allow you at the moment, as of recording this, to say let's go fixed width and let's make it 100%. But I can get around that because I can just say min width is 100%, which ends up being exactly the same as saying fixed width 100% in this instance. Let's do the same. In fact, I can copy and paste this. Copy, and then on the left hand column, paste. So what happens when I shrink it down? There we go. As soon as it goes below that magic value that I've specified, 768, it goes to column. And now this is better than adding a higher min width value, because it continues to be responsive all the way down, because it's only ever going to fit 100%, expand to fill the space of 100% of its container, bearing in mind that its container hero has got padding. So it's going to fill 100% of that space minus the padding, and it will do that reliably no matter what size or no matter how big or how small you make it.